Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and camel humps. This is Alex, and welcome back to Lights Out League Racing, season 31. And I can't believe it's the 31st season. It seems like yesterday it was season 30 because it technically still was. They seem to fly by though. I keep starting a season and then here we are again. It's absolutely crazy. And we start the season off at the home of speed, Monza. A fan favourite for some find it a little bit too beyond their capabilities and hence why they don't like it. And we've got a few fans in the chat already watching. Good evening, D Singh, who's given a good old rim job to Terry's and Jack's. Terry Red's Lover is back. Lennon, who's in the race now, is not looking forward to turns 1 and 2. It's going to be a congested state of affairs, but who knows. Good evening, Benja, who you're going to see in the Div 2 race. We've got Carl Saunders as well. Good evening. I do believe is Senna, who's reserving for this season. Benja cheering on Alpine, which he's part of this season. We are keeping an eye on Brutus Beer, now in the Williams team, winning the overall constructors last season. Benja cheering on Katamis and Linazukan as well. Who you're cheering on? Decide who you're cheering on. We've got 19 drivers on the grid, potentially 20. I think Ben Chod's going to join in as a reserve. But while we wait for him, we'll jump on a hot lap with Brutus Beer. Down the start, finish straight. Down to turn 1 of the Retafilo chicane. Heavy braking zone, dropping a good 250 kilometres an hour. Now you want to avoid the curbs as much as possible. Get a good traction out of the exit as we go round the Curva Grande. Blocked slightly, I think, there by the look like was it Miss Alpine, I think, ahead as we approach turns 4 and 5 of the Regia chicane. This track is many chicanes and you've got to nail them all to nail the lap. Around the first Lesmo, carries much speed through the corner, slight brake as into the entrance of the second Lesmo. Foot down, throttle down. DRS is open, going to be a slight overtaking opportunity, one of a couple through the lap as we approach Iscari. Take as much curb on the inside of the first corner of turn 8 and then avoid rising too much on the second 2, otherwise you're going to end up into the wall. Round the final corner as we approach the Parabolica. Take a wide entrance, turn in, get good rotation, hug the inside, too much inside, he's got a green tyre. Hug the inside again on the right hand side to minimise the distance of the track. Cross the line, bit scrappy from Brutus, it's 118.5. I think we're going to have a mid 117s potentially as pole sinks. Pompano only a 10th behind, slots in on the front row for now as these times are going to be slotting in. It's a very quick lap as Michael provisional pole with an 18.4. Caps lock 6/10 off the lead as it stands at the moment. Bumper bar Ken. I'm just Ken. He's starting a hot lap. Portuguese has invalidated his on his first run. Not a good start for him as we've got both Mercedes. One's invalidated, one hasn't, and Terry's gets the time on the board. Hampered a bit by his teammate, I think. He's gone straight in. Timo, the second Haas, coming in, P5. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Keep it on that until the end. Callum goes in with the 118.3. Not the best of laps from Callum. Representing the RB team this time round. Just over a 10th ahead of Michael. Let's keep an eye on Dan Morris reserving in the Visa Carb. Getting a good practice race in for the Div 2. And goes P7 with an 18.9. Benji boy just goes above him with an 18.8. 100th behind Timo, Div 2 champion. Let's take the step up this time round. As we see Bumper Car Ben come in with a 122. So a bit of time to find for the Sauber. Benchot is in. There's no lap here from Portuguese. He's going to go back into the pit. So who's ahead? I think. Let's keep an eye on Adam. And as he's coming around for his first flying lap. Crosses a line. And each week that went by last season, he improved. As we went and goes P9 for now with an 18.9. It's getting very, very tight, as you can see. From where Adam is in P9, it's only 6/10 between them. As both Alpines on a hot lap now. Lindezuken, the lead driver. Around the second Lesmo. Rode the curb inside a little bit too much. Managed to keep his car within the white lines. Through the Ascari chicane. Can be tricky for some. Look very conservative. Looking like he's just trying to get himself a banker. Round the final corner. Oh, he's looking like he's carrying a lot of speed. Struggling to hold his back end. That wagon he's dragging takes him up to P6, 18.7. Just over 100th behind Wesker. It's so tight. Keep an eye on Katamis in the second, getting a slipstream off the McLaren ahead of turn 11. I always think that sometimes it's a hamper. Josh is cheering on Lindezuken can do it for Spurs. As long as someone will do. Katamis goes P11. Amadi come around the final corner. One of the drivers looking to get themselves at the spear of the grid. Goes P3, 18.5 for Amadi. So interesting here. It shows him an absolute fantastic storming lap from Michael on the front row for now. What can Lennon do? Lennon goes P15 with a 119.1. As Jack Daniels game says he set the fastest middle sector. We shall see. Very much an improved driver over the last few seasons, and got himself even a win. Oh, what's the? Oh, his teammate giving him a slipstream, and Terry Reds. Oh, Terry Reds is not going to live that one down. Jack Daniels across the line. Provisional pole, 118 flat, 0.3 ahead of Callum. As Benchard goes up to P17. Terry Reds, hopefully he's got no damage to his car, goes on for a flyer now. The only one to set a lap now is Portuguese, as his teammate's gone to P18. Terry Reds, he said did a few 100% runs earlier. Probably a tapeworm. Let's introduce the teams then, as we're midway through quali, and we'll start with the McLaren boys. So Adam Mako, the platinum driver, currently running P12, as I said, improving as we go, as he's brand new on the wheel from last season. I'll be interested to see how he progresses as this season goes on. And Wesker got himself settled in Div 1, looking to fight in the Elite this season. A lot of the Div 2 boys have joined in this time round. It'll be interesting to see how he gets on compared. He just needs to make sure he's finishing these races, getting points on the board, and he'll be well in with a fight. Next up, we've got as we see, Terred's got to P9. Where is he? Master Martin's then. 6 Pompano, debut full-time season. Currently running P6 on a hot lap. Be interesting to see how he gets on his first race of the season. Up a 10.5 already in Sector 1. I'll take him up to potentially P5. He's very much going to be in a fight and contention for the Div 1 Championship. Says this season, this race isn't one of his favourites, but fastest middle sector, and he's found 2.5 tenths on his current time, which can get him up to the second row. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on through the season. Portuguese Beast goes up to P8 in the Red Bull, and he's joined by Benchod, who's reserving this time round for AJ. Div 2 driver you'll be seeing at around 9 PM UK. So if you're a fan of Benchod, stick with us following this race. Next up, we've got currently P3, but our Div 1 and Platinum Championship, Platinum driver back to back. And he'll be trying to hold on to that crown and make it 3 in a row. Not many drivers can claim that feat. As I said, he's filling in the big boots of the Visa Carbs, who are the constructor champions. And he's bailed out on this lap, so he's going to have to go again. Dan Morris reserving in the from a Div 2 seat, filling for Sedders. He's not with us this week, unfortunately, but he'll be doing some practice runs, hoping not to finish last this weekend. Definitely a contender for the Div 2 Championship, so another one to keep an eye on. Ferrari's Caps Lock, currently running P16. Big contender in the Elite Championship, and taken up step up to Platinum this time round. And he's one that's got cutting corners. He's one that has got good speed in the bank, and one to keep an eye on. He'll be one that'll be sneaking up onto those podium positions, and he'll be joined by Benji Boy, our current Div 2 champion and professional tier champion. Has been promoted up to Div 1, and it'll be interesting to see how he gets on in the Elite. Very much in the same bracket as the drivers around him, so it's going to be a very tight Elite Championship, I do predict. And Benji will be looking to get himself in that fight. Brutus Beer currently on the front row with a 1:18.1. He's closed that gap to just over a tenth behind Jax Daniels, and he is a constructor champion for the Visa Carbs, and got the overall as well, now representing Williams. And very consistent, because joined us every week, got himself points on the board, but he's got himself a few podiums along the way, a couple of pole positions. And it'll be interesting to see how he gets on this time round. And he's tiered up with Lennon, promoted up from Div 2, around the podium position. He's got himself a couple of wins in Div 2, but feeling like he needs that step up this time round. And I do agree. Benchod going up to P16. 130 subscribers. Thank you for letting us know, Senna. And I'm sure you're the one that's done it. Mwah, chef's kiss. Introducing the Saubers, Amadi. And he's one of these drivers that's got the 3 in a row championships, and will be looking to try and claw back the title away from Callum. Not enjoying the game as we end the cycle at the moment, but he's joined us for the final season and goes up to the second row, P3 18.1, just 600s behind Brutus. So great time from the Scotsman, and I'll be watching him with intent and drive straight through. That looks really strange. Good evening, Hot Stepper. Look forward to seeing you in Div 2. Bumper Car Ben joining Amadi, and we'll be in for a fight in the Div 1 constructors, I'm sure. At the moment, struggling to get a decent time on the board, and has not long left to go. But we'll make up the Sauber team. Team admin. Currently, one of them's on provisional pole with 18 flat. Jax Daniels got himself on the podium. Race wins. And I think he got P2, P3 in the over Div 1 championship last season. So consistency is key. And so he's getting himself track position, and he's currently on pole, and he's joined by Terry Reds, went right to the wire for that Div 2, but just missed out to the championship to Benji, but has taken the step up to Div 1 this time round. And hopefully he does not get an Italian hand gesture in Monza. It would be fitting. Hot Stepper says he'll get P19 with his quicker CT. It's all different when you get into the race conditions, my friend. Practice makes perfection. Speaking of perfection, Michael in the Haas. Where's Michael? He's P6 for now, and he's joined by Timo, who's on debut as a full-time driver. Joined us last week in the Div 2 pre-season race and absolutely stormed it, so he's joined Michael in Div 1 as an elite driver, and he'll be definitely in contention for the elite championship. And as it stands, he's currently on pole position, so looking very, very strong as everyone's pulling out now. Two teams left to go. Portuguese lead driver in the Red Bull, currently P9, which is a bit slow for him. Be interesting to see how he gets on in his final run. He normally pulls it out of the bag last minute, and he did it many times last season. As Linazuken goes up to P4 in the Alpine, 18.2, great time. A little bit out of sync from everyone else, but it'll be interesting to see where that finishes up for him. Teammates for Portuguese. My dog's pissing me off. What are you doing? Go away. Go away. Get off me. Kiza Giza, step up from Div 2. Go and lie over there. Joined up from Div 2 as well. And definitely in contention for that elite drive. I said it's going to be very, very tight. And then, as I mentioned, Linazuken in the Alpine. Brilliant lap. Representing Team Alpine in the Platinum Division. And joined by former Div 2 champion Katamis, who's not found his form since stepping up. But there's many more time to come from him as he goes up to P9. Let's see how we get on then. So Jack Daniels only got a 10th gap on Brutus. Right, 1 second. My dog is being a pain in the arse. Come on, you tit. As I need to focus. As drivers are coming round to start the final hot laps and set their final lap as we go, as Amadi crossed the line just in time. As Portuguese then to cross the line goes P7. Not great from him as we see a Ferrari dive in. Next up is Dan Morris, who will start P13. Terred's P12. I'm sure he'll be happy with that with his first time round in Div 1. Capslock P16, all behind his teammate who's in the pits then. Not a great start to the season at the moment for Capslock. Brutus in the pits then, Jackson in the pits, both baiting out their laps. That's not a good final run for them. Callum, only P3 for the Div 1 champion. Six Pompano starts P5, just a 10.5 behind Jax Daniels. All eyes on Amadi. Validation from Timo, so he's not going to improve. Michael as well. Lennon in the Williams goes up to P10, top 10 for him for now. He'll be well happy with that. So Amadi, last across the line. Will he jump and nick pole? Second row, P4 for Amadi. A 10.5 behind Jax Daniels. And first pole of the season goes to the Mercedes. I'll tell you what, I did not expect that. And that throws a cat amongst the pigeons and a Jax amongst the Div 1s. I don't know if anyone expected that. But some fine performances. Where's all my stuff gone? Oh, it's there. Terez Lovera trying to give Terry's a bit of motivation, but Jack Daniels on pole with a 118 flat. Brutus joins him on the front row with Callum and Amadi side by side. Woohoo! Tasty! On row 2, 6 Pompano and Linazuken, P5, P6, Portuguese P7, Wesker P8, which I think takes pole, if I'm not mistaken. Michael P9, Lennon rounds off the top 10. We've got Timo, Katamis, Terry, Dan Morris, Ben Shod, Benji, Capslock, Adamako, Keezer, and Bumper Car Ben rounding off the top 10. Incredible. Incredible and, I'll tell you, unexpected and tasty qualifying session. And Wesker does take pole for the McLaren team in the Elite Championship. It's looking a bit overcast again. Will we get any rain here in Monza? We shall see. I haven't done this. I haven't set it. I know one or two drivers had their issues with the custom weather last season, but it's not me. It's not me. It's all dynamic. It's not me. It's not me. So we're going to have a couple of minutes while drivers just sort out their strategies. And fuel loads and all that jazz. And what I got to remember actually is the top drivers like Amadi and Callum and Portuguese have all gone no line this season. So a little bit of extra competition for them. So to be fair, really decent times from them all. Some tips for those wanting some ideas going forward. It is a lone downforce circuit, so you maximise speed. Make sure you prioritise that. So there's a high chance we're going to have some 0-0 wings going on this time round. And make sure you mind the curbs, especially on those chicanes, turn 1 and 2 especially. You're going to want to avoid them. Take a wide turn in a little bit later than you expect, because as soon as you ride those curves, you've got a good bump on them, so you'll lose plenty of time. You want good exit coming out of turn 2, so prioritise that. Terry's going to lead it coming out of turn 1. I highly doubt that, my friend. Oh, it's because he's not braking. I highly doubt that. I highly agree with that, my friend. So those that are watching, let me know your podium predictions while I take a quick slurp of my neck lube. I'm going to go for Jax Daniels on pole, taking the first top step of the season. I'm going to go, just for Bants, I'm going to go for Amadi P2 and Brutus P3. And let's have a look what everyone's strategy is. Most drivers starting on the mediums, which is probably the way to go. It is a one-stopper. I think tyre wear can be quite harsh. That's how you manage them. And they've got a few drivers on the alternate. Six Pompano, Lina Zukin, Lennon Katamis, Dan Morris and Bumper Car Ben. Terry's cheerleader in the chat. This is a very old traditional circuit, constructed in 1922. Took 110 days to build. It's not a massive circuit with a lot of detail, so not surprised by how quick it was erected. That was, of course, part of the original calendar in 1950, alongside the likes of Silverstone. I'm sure you're all aware. It's a 5.8 kilometre clockwise circuit, 11 corners, 7 to the right, 4 to the left, with 2 DRS zones, 1 down the start-finish straight and 1 down the straight we're currently on towards the Ascari chicane. 50% chance of a safety car and 38% chance of a VSC. One stopper, as I said, you're going to lose about 24 seconds or so. You want to do it more than often. 2 stops as the game. Will we see anyone try the one stopper? So tyre wear is predictably high. If it was me, I'd probably then do a medium hard, because I'm always hard. Jax Daniels, not his first time on pole, but he'll still be sweating like Gary Glitter and ordering a Happy Meal. Brutus joins him on the front row with Callum and Amadi just behind. Sings Pompano and Lena Zukin side by side on row 3 with Portuguese and Wesker on row 4. Wesker with the pole. First pole of the Elite Division. Michael P9 and Lennon rounding off the top 10. Timo just behind his teammate with Katamis P12. Terry Reds 13th with Dan Morris 14th. Benchod and Benji. Oh, here we go. Spider-Man meme, caps lock, just behind his teammate with Adamako, Kizagiza and Bumper Car Ben taking up the rear. As we wait for all cars to get in position. Jax has got 472 metres from pole down to turn 1. It's 4-5 lights. It's lights out and away we go. It looks like a slow start from everybody. Great start from Wesker. It looked like he gained a couple of positions, but out of second phase, Michael has stayed ahead. But Jax Daniels stayed ahead. Armady ahead of both Brutus and Callum. Great start from the Sauber. Already gaining 2 positions. Timo up to P7. We got a yellow flag. And it looks like Benji Boy on the first race of Div 1 has had a slight collision with Dan Morris. Good battle there between Timo and Wesker. As Terry Reds has had a moment. Coming round turns 4 and 5 chicane. And it's not the best start for the Mercedes. Head down, hoping for a potential safety car. Does he have damage on the front of his Mercedes? It looks okay to me, so 1 or 2 drivers not having the best starts. Katamis side by side with Caps Lock through the Scari. That's brave, but Caps Lock's just ahead. Katamis going off tracks, lost a couple of positions. Good start to the race. Radamako up to P14. As what's happened to Katamis here? Is he letting drivers past? He does have damage. He'll be diving straight into the pits. Kizagiza. Naughty gains. Is Amadi on the inside of Jax Daniels. Jax Daniels not giving it up. Brilliant racing side by side through chicane. And Amadi takes the lead of the race. Terry Reds Lovers fuming. Terry's has carried on, hoping for a safety car, but Amadi now takes the lead of the race. Brutus taking a look at Jax Daniels, who's got back ahead of Callum. Callum's dropped back behind Brutus. As Kizagiza ahead of Benchod up P13 has that penalty, so we'll be hoping for some sort of safety car so we can minimise the impact of the penalty in the pits. But at the moment is just ahead of Benchod. DRS is now active, of course, on lap 2. Terry Red's lover needs to cry off. We're not starting again. And through the Scari chicane, a hot spot for track limit warnings. Amadi's gained a slight advantage over Jax Daniels, who's got Brutus all over the rear of his car as we come through the final corner. And DRS will be now active, and no one will be safe. Down the 1.1 kilometre start-finish straight. 6 Pompano pumping in some time. Those hard tyres are now... Oh, it's getting all tight. Everyone's trying to make an overtake. It's very easy to take somebody out, not aware of the car behind, trying to make the same move you are. Timo losing a slight traction of his rear. Will lose a couple of tenths to his teammate in front, and Wesker will try and take advantage as we go down to P18. Benji gaining a couple of positions at the chicane. Terry's wing damage not going to be helping him at all. And we'll be under threat from Lin Azukin, who's always down, all the way down to P19. Not able to make the overtake as of yet. Oh, he's taken a slight late look. But that just pulled out at the last minute. Terry's is not pregnant yet. Dan Murray's just taking up the rear, hoping not to finish last. And just watching with intent. Brutus pushing Jax now, putting pressure on the pole sitter. Callum back in touch now with the front runners. Portuguese up to P5, settled now into the season as we see Callum taking a quick look at Brutus. Brutus on the inside of Jax Daniels, so side by side through the parabolica, can be dangerous. So Jax Daniels still staying ahead, opens up the door for Amadi to have some breathing space. Callum now will take advantage of those two battling, gets ahead of both drivers up to P2 for the Div 1 champion. Brutus ahead of Jax as well. Oh, just pulling out, trying to avoid Callum. As we look further down, everyone's slightly spaced out. Ferrari or Benji taking a quick look at Katamis. Not close enough to make a move as of yet. As we go back up to P5 and see Jack Daniels, who looked very close to Portuguese, who's got ahead of the Mercedes. Jack Daniels losing out on that battle on the final corner. Big punishment for so little gain. And just needs to settle himself now. All that battling as well will be very, very harsh on his tyres. DRS is open. Callum taking a look at Amadi. And I'll have a prediction that he may take a look down the start-finish straight and try and take the lead of the race. Good start here in P6 for Sinks Pompano. I'll just call him 6, it'll be easier to say. Because that might get all tongue-tied otherwise. Because I'm from Yorkshire. Callum's closing. Is he going to make the move? Amadi's got some speed in his car. Very difficult to overtake with everyone having really high downforce. As the Williams of Lennon still in the top 10. Great start to his Div 1 reign. And these hard tyres will be probably working out the better tyre as each lap goes by. And really pushing Wesker here. Will he make a move at turns 4 and 5? Well, not at this stage. So it's all settled down a bit now. First few laps, five laps have been a little bit feisty. In a good way, of course. Still got 20 drivers on the grid. Will anyone brave and overtake going up to the Ascari? Not quite yet. Caps Lock just out of touch of this DRS train. And I think he's just about to join it. And one interesting thing to note this season that we've... well, let's start from the beginning, shall we? Those that haven't joined us, welcome to Lights Out League Racing. And we have 2 divisions currently watching the fantastic drivers of Div 1. As Callum is closing in. And with our divisions, they're split into 2 tiers. So with Div 1 we have Platinum as the top 10 drivers and the Elite. Oh, squeezed Callum there from Amadi. It's going to put him under threat from Brutus and Portuguese. Going around the Curva Grande. Callum's defending the middle of the track. It's very difficult for both drivers to get past. Portuguese is taking a look. And is unable to make a move. Managed to get past Brutus. But Callum defended well. Going around turn 3. Lenazukan making a move on Terry Reds up to P18. Great start to Bumper Ben. Up to P15. Thankfully his car isn't named on the way he drives. Otherwise he'll be a big boot up his arse. And he's right up the arse of Benchod. Both have got DRS. It's very difficult to overtake. And then the second tier of cars is the Elite tier, and each tier has 1 car in the Constructors team to try and make a big fight for the Constructors. And then Div 2 boys will be joining us around 9 PM UK, which again split into 2 tiers. And the professional tier is the top 10 and the challenger tier the second 10. Dan Morris now overtaking Terry's. Terry's not having a good start to his Div 1 career. Well, he needs to finish the race and he will get some points on the board. Benchod defending the inside here of turn 1. Slightly closed the door and Benchod is under threat from Katamise, who goes straight on through. And gains a place up to P15. Both him and Bumper Car Ben on the same strategy. Bumper Car Ben's got Benji Boy all over him. Oh, it's a Ben Spider-Man meme. I can't be doing with this. I'm going to be a nervous wreck. P17 currently for a Div 2 champion. Just getting himself settled into the race. Lap 7 out of 27. Still 20 laps to go. Still early phases. Amity still controlling the race and preventing Callum. Callum needs to save up his battery and try and squirt it down the start-finish straight. Portuguese up to P3 now. But we've still got a train all the way down to P9. Wesker and Capstock slightly adrift. Wesker under threat from the Ferrari driver as we start lap 8. And Michael into the pits then first, doing a two-stopper then. And trying to do an undercut. Undercut's very, very strong. And we'll pull out of this train. And we'll end up at the rear of the grid. But we'll have some open air to drive in. Katami's ahead of Benchard on the inside of turn 1. Brilliant overtake from the Alpine. Up to P13, and the hard tyres now are definitely the better tyre to be on. Capstock has got past Wesker and up to P9 after Michael's pit stop. Benchard and Katami's fighting position again. Benchard retaking the position from Katami's down the Curva Grande and made that one stick. Linzuken on Dan Morris. P17 for the other Alpine. Alpine's making some overtaking moves over these last couple of laps. The French aren't hiding this time. Back up to Amadi. He'll be really happy if he can solidify a race win this time round. I don't think he got one last season. And it'll be a good start to season 31 for the Scotsman. Flying Scotsman as Brutus Beer in the pits then. First of the Williams. And following Michael. Both Dutch compatriots, of course, probably doing a similar strategy. Be interesting to see where Michael comes round after Brutus's pit stop. Michael's just coming up to the Parabolica as it stands. Brutus will have had a bit of advantage with the slipstream. And is coming out as Dan Morris in the pits as well. Brutus just on the exit, so is ahead of Michael. Oh, I think it's got a good a second at least advantage. That's not 5 seconds, surely. 5 seconds? Oh, Michael, you've had a slow lap, my friend. So what that's shown then, it's taken a while for those hard tyres to switch on and get up to temperature, which is good insight to the rest of the grid that the undercut does not work if you're switching onto the hard tyres. It'll be interesting to see how these front pack Capstock just falling back now. These medium tyres definitely not working out. Six Pompano taking a look at Jack Daniels. His tyres, of course, got in a better condition to the Mercedes. Who will we see pit? And Jack Daniels is in. And it's a very long pit lane. And it'll be interesting to see where Capstock and Wesker both in as well. Adamako up to P7 now, kept his head down. Got a bit of a gap between the cars ahead and behind him. And he's just nailing in these repetitive laps. Giza with that penalty, of course, so he'll be trying to hold off this pit stop as long as possible, trying to wait for a safety car. We've got Benji and bumper car Ben. Benji and Linnezuken, they were side by side coming out of turn 2, and I think Benji's just giving Linnezuken the position back. Probably felt he was a little bit too rough and ready through the chicane. So very good fair driving from the Ferrari. Jack Daniels has come out and split the two Dutch drivers, come out just behind Brutus. And just over a second, Brutus's tyres will be of temperature, so we'll be looking to try and pull away from the Mercedes while he gets used to this set. Dan Morris has gone on to the medium, so different strategy for the Visa Carb. His strategy seems to be driving in the gravel. As we see both Amadi and Callum then in the pits, which promotes Portuguese up to the lead of the race. We'll have a nice little dose of DRS. Timo in as well, a couple of laps after his teammate. As we see a little bit of sunshine come out, which won't help with tyre temperatures as we had a start overcast weather condition. Benji's in, Terry's is in, Keys is in, Adamako's in. Katami is going through. As it stands, Brutus. Brutus is net leader and has actually done an undercut. Armidee's come out behind the net leader. Callum's come behind Jax Daniels the second and a half. So the undercut has worked. It's just Michael's probably had a mess up somewhere. As his teammate lets him go with his fresher tyres. Capstock's come out right behind, so Capstock's gained a bit of time, and it's all come quite congested after the pit stops. So yeah, what was I saying earlier? Yeah, so I introduced the divisions. Points awarded for... Keezer, you just got rid of your penalty, marmite. Can't see through the fog in his room. Brutus up to P7, overtaking Lindezuken ahead of the Parabolica. As we see Lennon now in the pits, doing the hards to hards. Katames goes through up to P3. Bumper car Ben up to P4. Mr. Benchard as well in the pits. Oh, Amadee closing in up on Brutus, trying to make a move, just not quite able to do so as yet. His teammate holding up Brutus, which Amadee will be absolutely thankful for. Will he get out of the way of his teammate? He's trying to defend from Brutus. Oh, he dives into his teammate over the curb. He could not avoid that. I think Amadee would have hoped him just move out the way, try and avoid his race strategy, but doesn't seem like too much damage is done, thankfully. Jax Daniels stuck behind bumper car Ben, who's yet to pit. Callum gets past Lindezuken with DRS. Lindezuken on a different tyre strategy course, yet to pit, so not holding up. Oh, he's lost plenty of time. Looked like Callum cut the corner as well. As Portuguese enter the pits then, and Six Pompano on debut takes the lead of the Monza Grand Prix. And has got a good pit stop advantage. Katame's going through as well, but has got Brutus right on his gearbox. Brutus will not want to be stuck behind the Alpine too long, but Katame's the LOLR fridge. And yeah, this is going to slow the likes of Brutus and Amadee down and bring the likes of Jax Daniels back in play. Jax has managed to get past bumper car Ben, but Callum stuck behind the Sauber. Will want to try and get ahead of him before the Regier chicane. He does. Round turn 3. Breathe a sigh of relief for the Visa Carb. Up to P6 as Brutus has got past Katames ahead of the first Lesmo. Brave move from the Williams, and Amadeen stuck behind Katames. Should be able to make the move ahead of the Ascari, but it's not going to be easy because Katames has got DRS. So Brutus has that buffer now. Portuguese getting past bumper car as well with that DRS. Bumper car, that was Lennon all over his gearbox. I wouldn't be surprised if he pits now. Bumper car, he's dropping like a sack of spuds. He's sinking like a heavy poo. Poos actually float. I was going to say poo, but heavy poos sink. Timo past Lindezuken, and Katsok goes through as well. Amadee making that move on Katames now. Italian hand gesture for Lindezuken in Italy. Lovely. Speed in the pit lane. You idiot. Amadee. Jax Daniels getting past Katames as well around the Curva Grande. Katames not making it easy. Defend the inside of the corner. Callum will want to follow through as well, which he does. Big burst of speed from the carb. He did not want to get stuck behind Katames at all. And now up to P5. So only 3 cars yet to pit. Six Pompano in the lead this race, and he's losing a couple of seconds. He's better. Is he going to try the one stop? Now this will be interesting. He's definitely on course for it, you know. All he's got to do is go a couple more laps, and he's definitely on for a one stop here, which will be very, very interesting strategy call from the Aston Martin. He's going through. He's doing the one stop. No doubt. No doubt. Don't speak. No, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go for it. I would have bellowed out my lungs. Got to go battle here with Brutus, Amadee, Jackson, Callum. Callum is getting the fastest lap for now. Portuguese getting past Katamise. Katamise going for the one stop as well, which I assume Leonard Zukin is as well. He's not, because he's in the pits. He can still do it. Katamise got Lennon behind him. Adamako has got past Bumper Car Ben. He's decided to pit. He looks like he's doing the one stop as well. Very interesting call on everyone's tyre wear here. Yeah, so you get a point for pole position, a point for fastest lap. We get 2 different points awarded, one for the full division. Every driver from P1 to P20 gets awarded at least a point for finishing the race, and then you get your points for your tiers as well. But we've got a bonus point for the driver that gets the biggest gain. So the driver that gains most positions from qualifying to their finish position in the race, as Lennon goes up to P7. So for example, Lennon starting P10, if he finishes P7, will get the, and he gets the most gains for, if he's the biggest gainer with 3 positions, he will get the point. Portuguese Beast showing his bit of speed and joins his fight for P1. This is going to go down to the wire. And to be fair, Lennon's not out of it, you know. He could go to the end of the race on these tyres. You know, he's only a couple of seconds off this battle for P1. Katamise still needs to pit. Michael's a good 3 seconds behind, so he's probably out just outside a podium chance. But it's going to go down to the wire, this. Do not go for a cup of tea until we finish, guys. And I don't do that either, because you're not Jane Austen. I get a coffee like a real man. Dan Morris, a little bit of a shake. Did he get pushed in the grass, or did he go in himself? But Terry's gets past him up to P15. Bumper car pen, of course. Bumper car Ben, P19. After his pit stop, I'll be looking to make some gains on those fresh mediums. Then Azukan found himself in P20 somehow. Did he do an extra pit stop? He must have. 6 Pompano, 17 laps on these tyres. As Callum on the inside of turn 1 ahead of Jack Daniels. As Michael ahead of Katamise in his Haas. Oh, Ferrari caps lock. I don't think he could stop. Missed his braking point, had to move out of the way and end up colliding on the inside of turn 1. Did he collide with Katamise? Driver error there. I don't think it was on purpose. Had to bail out and ended up colliding on the inside of turn 1. Bumper car Ben. Past keys are up to P18 on full-time debut for the Sauber. And as we stand, 6 Pompano, he needs to pit now, surely. Each lap goes by, he's going to lose time. He's going to reduce the amount of time that he's able to take advantage of the fresh tyres, and he does pit now. Locks up, but it doesn't matter. He doesn't get that penalty. So Brutus will take the lead of the race and is controlling it very, very well. Either that or the drivers behind are just not quite able to make the overtake as yet. As Lennon goes through, 6 Pompano is just coming out the pits now and comes out just behind Michael. Will he come out behind Timo? Timo's got the speed, and he does. He splits the Haas drivers. He's on those fresh mediums. Katamise is finally in the pits as well, and that will drop him a few places. He's gone a bit too long. It's interesting to see how 6 Pompano then gets on with 10 laps to go. of the first race of the season. And it's that tight. If he punched a none, a tampon won't fall out. Catamese comes out P20 and just behind his teammate. Not a good start to the season for the Alpine teams at all, as Lindsay lets Catamese through on those fresh tyres. But he's got a good 8 seconds to catch up on Kiza. Brutus, yep, leading the way. And I think this has been an incredible start to the season. I wouldn't say it's not expected, because they're both really quality drivers. But with Jax getting pole and Brutus getting a potential win ahead of the others around him, that'd be incredible feat. Six Pompano up to P7. Michael's in the pits on the 2-stopper. Wrong strategy for the Haas, unfortunately, with those who are doing the 1-stopper. Definitely Six Pompano's actually in prime position here, because if you think like the likes of Jax Daniels still got another 6 or 7 laps to go on these tyres. Brutus as well, who pit earlier. Their tyres are going to wear. Right there, Michael coming out P17. So will they have to pit? Are they going to have to manage their tyres here? How is this strategy going to play out? Portuguese beast out of these front runners in the DRS train is probably the one in the best condition, so probably the one you'd say is favourite. Michael ahead of Kiza at turn 4. Those fresh mediums feeling like absolute gold. And next in his sight will be Bumper Car Ben as he follows him through the second Lesbo. Imagine Brutus here twitching like a Christmas turkey as Portuguese closing in on Callum. Callum taking a quick look. Six Pompano, fastest lap for now, is within a second of Lennon as he approached the first chicane. Lap 20.27. The lockup won't help him at all. It'd be like driving a 50% pieces. Portuguese on the inside of Callum. Oh, Callum just trying to turn in a little bit too early. No damage done. But this position is Portuguese's. And it's tricky knowing when to turn in for these drivers. Like I said, they've got no line. Brand new for them, taking all assists off now. In the long run, will only make them quicker. But will make it difficult for them to know when to turn in. They have to use all of their experience. The braking marker boards. With Amadi and Jax just coming out of the slipstream slightly, just to try and take a bit of temperature out of the tyres. Pompano closing in on Lennon. We'll have DRS. Oh, Amadi, is he going to make a move on the outside of turn 1? Brutus is defending it hard. Oh, it's go very tight, but Brutus has the advantage. Portuguese will try and take advantage of the squabbling. Amadi got a better run out of turn 2 and gets past Brutus and retakes the lead of the race. The Flying Scotsman is flying. Portuguese just dropping back slightly to avoid any sort of collision. Jax still keeping Callum honest here, as Six Pompano has got ahead of Lennon and up to P6, but has got 2.6. Oh, he's gaining tenths every metre that goes by. And it's going to be just about 2 seconds as he comes on the second Lesmo. Look at that. Gained 2 tenths in a corner. These medium tyres are he's going to be licking his lips, both his mouth and his fanny, as he comes round the Ascari chicane. It's now under 2 and he's flying like a ray of knots. I wouldn't be surprised if he'll get another fastest lap at the end of this one. Portuguese on the gearbox of Brutus. Brutus struggling now with these 12-lap-old tyres. He's going to struggle to get to the end. one or two. Lennon in the pits then, doing another pit stop, thinking these tyres just will not last. There's a high chance we may see a punching at the end of this race. And Lennon not being one of those ones that wants to suffer those consequences. Terry Red's going on through. Will go ahead of his admin colleague. Benchot goes through as well. Michael goes through, so Lennon will come out P15 ahead of bumper car Ben. Number D in control now with 6 laps to go, including this one. Six Pompano is now a part of this train for the lead of the race. We've got one of 6 drivers here that could win this. Any 3 of these will finish on the podium. It's going to be a sweaty white knuckle ride right to the end. And I'm here for it, and I'm loving it. I'm alongside Gary Glitter for that happy meal. As Portuguese ahead of Brutus, up to P2, the Red Bull driver. And we'll have a dose of DRS. Lennon ahead of Michael with DRS on those fresh tyres. Up to P14 for the Williams. Williams team at P3 for now. As Callum on the inside of Brutus. Brutus defending hard, leaving plenty of space, but good. Oh, well, Callum almost losing traction and wiping out Brutus. Brutus losing out to Jack Daniels because of that slight collision. And 6 Pompano as well. Brutus, I don't think, be too pleased with that. Callum defending the inside from Jax. They're all going to be struggling right to the end of this race. As 6 Pompano before the Lesmo. Up now to P4. Can he get his first race win on debut? This will be a brilliant strategy from the Aston Martin. I'll prove this game isn't real. Aston Martin at the front. You're having a laugh. And gets himself ahead of Callum as well with DRS. This guy's flying. Callum getting a track limit penalty. Incredible from the Visa Carb and unexpected from the Div 1 champion. It's unlike him to get track limits, but it shows that it's not easy doing no line. And that will find his chances of getting both a win and a podium very difficult. Lennon up to P13 ahead of Benchod now. His medium tyres put him in a good shout to get himself also a fastest lap. Portuguese taking the lead of the race now with 4 laps including this to go, with 2 lap offset to his advantage for his tyre wear. It's getting very tasty. Brutus still at the back. Lennon ahead of Terry's to P12 and now got 3 seconds to close in on Benji. We've got a yellow flag. Oh no, who is it? It looked like, was it Lennon? No, it wasn't Lennon. There was a yellow flag, someone had lost the traction. Damaris in pits is retiring. He'll get himself set now for the Div 2 race. Callum's come slightly adrift now for the podium positions, which is not good for the likes of Jackson Brutus. They need to get past Callum now and try and get themselves back in this fight. I think it was one of the Alpines that probably, I think it was Catamies that had lost it. Portuguese looking in his mirrors. They just see Dan Morris's car fly by. Jax Daniels. Oh. In on through. Is that not Keyser? It was a good battle there. Jax Daniels goes through on Callum. And up to P4, the Mercedes, but he's 2 seconds off the podium position. Callum's struggling on these tyres now. And that's not something we hear every week. And it will make this season very, very exciting if these front runners are going to be struggling at different stages through the season. Brutus with DRS on, the Div 1 champion, not able to follow Jax through. So here we have a 3-car battle now. This is your podium 3. But in which order will it finish? At the moment, advantage Portuguese, 6 Pompano. Is it getting to a stage where his tyres are just wearing off now? He's pushed them to the point where they're not going to be an advantage anymore. Callum trying to retake back from Jax, but he still has that penalty, of course. If you drop pressure on the driver ahead, there is a chance they can get one too, so it's no lost cause. Jax defending the inside of the curve of Grande. Callum looking to retake, going down to turn 4. Just behind, takes a quick look, but not like there. Adam and caps lock through turns 1 and 2. Looked a little bit feisty from Adam, not leaving enough room there for caps lock. Lennon through on Benji. Splitting the Ferraris now up to P11. I think Lennon will be well chuffed to get himself into the top 10 and close in on caps lock. And with the penalties ahead, may get himself an extra couple of positions. So we're on the penultimate lap here, and Portuguese has pulled himself a second ahead as Brutus has crashed out, coming around the Ascari. Oh, Brutus. Oh, I feel for you, my friend. He's had such an absolutely brilliant race. And it's too late for a safety car as well. And that's so unfortunate for the Dutchman. Oh no. Oh, caps lock trying to turn in on Adam, ends up colliding with him. That was a bit weird. He's lost down a couple of positions now. Lennon now up to P8. It goes on the defence to Adamako. He'll try and retake the position at turn 1. Portuguese has got the gap to Amadi. Amadi trying to defend from 6 Pompano and for that P2. As they come round the Lesmos. Brutus. Brutus. 4 corners left for Portuguese. Brutus is laughing in the chat. Be interesting to see what happened. You have to send us a clip in, Brutus. I'm sure it was something silly. Portuguese beast. Didn't have the best qualifying, but he's had the best strategy. And he's come a cropper in Monza. He's got both Italian hands out and takes the first win of season 31. Amadi comes home P2, 6 Pompano P3. Jax Daniels comes home P4 ahead of Callum P5. Timo on debut comes home P6. I think he'll be well chuffed with that. And he takes P1 in the elite, I do believe. Let me just double check. I'm pretty sure he is. Yep, P1 in the elite. Congratulations to him. Wesker P7 and P2 in the elite. Lennon coming home P3 in the elite as well, and P8. He'll be well happy. Benji P9. Adamako ran off the top 10. Caps lock. Terry's Michael. Bencho crosses the line P14. Bumper car Ben comes home P15 on Div 1 debut. Giza on his step up to Div 1. Penalties come a cropper for him. Will finish P16. Alpines will come home and limp home, but both will get finishing positions. And Katamis will take the bragging rights between the two drivers ahead of his platinum teammate. Katamis comes home P17. Linazukan, final driver to cross line. Katamis taking home the fastest lap as well. Crucial points across the season. Benji was cheering on the Alpines. He cheered them to the final finishing positions. But points means points. And there's your podium sitters. Sittons? That's a new word. Sitters, and Portuguese takes home the P1 and the big trophy with it. Congratulations to, funnily enough, the Portuguese. Fastest lap goes to Catamese, an extra point to Alpine. Driver of the day is given to Benji by the game. Incredible bumper car Ben with the most overtakes. Great driving from him on his debut then. So Portuguese, Amadi and Six Pompano on debut, all with the podium positions. Jax Daniels, P4, I think he'll be happy with that. Callum coming home, P5. Timo, P6 from P11. Wesker, P7. He'll be happy with that, both. And Lennon, P8. There's your podium sitters for Elite. Benji, P9 from P16. Looks like he'll get the biggest gain. No, that looks like Adam Acko might get biggest gain. Woo, TV10. Capsock, P11. P12 for Terry Reds. 13th for Michael Benchard, Bumper Carbon, Keys, Catamese with fastest lap with a 19.8. Lennon Zukan finishing off the finishers. Brutus and Dan Morris both retiring from the race. Whew, what a start to the season. And what that shows is it's going to be a tight championship in both tiers and also the full Div 1. It's not going to be one or two drivers taking it down to the wire. It's going to be a good handful, which just makes it extra tasty. If you like that tasty action, join us around 9 p.m, which is about 20 minutes time for the Div 2 boys. If you want to see the Div 1 drivers again, join us next week. Same time, Wednesday, 7:30 UK, and we'll be at Viva Las Vegas, where it is a mandatory tyre race. What a brilliant race that was. See you again in about 20 minutes. Peace out.